Hello there! We are making a Malkavian, the mad vampires. And we are playing Vampire the Masquerade 20 years anniversary edition. We are making them mysterious and childlike because we are making a child Malkavian. We have 7, 5 and 3 points we can put in our attributes. I have put a few points already to indicate what kind of abilities we are supposed to use for our disciplines as like Auspex, Dementation and Obfuscate. So I think we will use our 7 points in our social, 5 points in our mental and 3 points in our physical. Um, there are 3 kinds of way of playing or setting your dots. These can be a maximum at 5, but you can play them XP based, role playing based, or balance based. Um, balance based, like we have 3 points in our physical, would be like this. You always try to balance everything so you are kind of good at everything you are doing, or not necessarily bad. Then there is the role-playing based, like you are a kid who runs and climbs in trees and so on, so you maybe have like a little higher dex and you have a little bit of stamina because you fall down, but you're not that strong because you're a kid. And then there is the XP based, that is the way of getting the most experience on your starting dots. Like all these cost 4 experience per dot. So if I did this, I should use 8 experience to get the third one. And you have used the combined experience of 12. 4, 8, 12. But if you are experience basing it, you will do it like this, because you would have used 4, 12, 24 experience points. But we are trying to do it role-playing based. But we are certainly going to have a lot of manipulation and charisma, since that is what we are using for our abilities. So 7 points here. So we will put it like we've used 4, 5, 6 and 7, because we are very charismatic, manipulative, and we have an average appearance. Over here we have 5 points. Your character should for the most part have at least 2 in intelligence, because otherwise they are low intelligence based. 2 is the average. 3, then you are quite smart, and over that you are like Tony Stark or Einstein smart. But we are using perception to use our abilities, so we should have that at least at a little bit. Then we have used 4, and we should put 1 here. You mean we read at a normal level. Then we have over here, we're not going to fight or carry stuff, and we should be able to take a little bit of damage, but we should also may either have okay stamina or dexterity, but I think we will do it like this. We can take some. Oh, we cannot do that actually, because down here in flaws, coming to that, I have chosen child, and if you're taking the flaw child, you cannot get your strength or dexterity above 2 points. Because yeah, kids cannot be that strong or take so many hits. So we are making, a childish child. So we have down here we have 13, 9 and 5 points. Something you always should have at least one in is oh yeah, and I put only one dot in everything I want, so I can see where my dots are placed. You should at least have one dot in alertness, athletics, so you can dodge attacks, hit people with throwing weapons, and jump. Brawl, so you can grab on to people or free yourself from other people's grab, and you can attack people if you don't have any weapon. Streetwise, so you are not trapped in cities because you cannot navigate. You should always have one in occult, and investigation, so you can find stuff. That's the basic I always take because no reason not to have it. I think we would still use 13 points in talents, 9 points in skills, and 5 points in knowledge. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Or maybe only 9 points here, because maybe it makes more sense. We have. Yeah, I think I will find out what we are going to use. 2, 3, 4, 6. We don't have. We are child. We're not that intimidating. We're not that leaderish. We are maybe good at expressing ourselves. And for our magical powers, we should have these. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 points more. These are mostly because for our disciplines. We have athletics, high athletics, so we can dodge attacks. We won't die. We don't want to die. 9 points here. We like animals. At least one dot. We start. We are probably not good at fixing stuff. We probably can't drive. We have learned a little bit of etiquette. We haven't tried to fire a gun. Maybe our dad learn or something, but we won't have that. Lastly, breaking in. We have only a basic knowledge of breaking in. And melee, we have fought with a stick in the woods. Perform. Yeah, we need that a little. Stealth is always good to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 dot in survival. We have probably, been in the woods with our parents or something, learned basic stuffs, and then we should have perform 3 for our disciplines. We use occult, investigation, and we have been to school. Yeah, I think we will make it like this. Should we do something else? No, I think this is good. We have, and these cannot be raised to above 3 at the beginning. You have to use experience points. Also, if you are XP basing it, you should only take 1 or 3 in your skills, talents, and knowledges. If you only take 2, you lose 1 experience. Like to start a new skill, it costs you 3 experience to start it, then 2 for every dot you have, so that's 3, 5, and 9. So for 9 experience you can have 3 points. But if you do it like this, you have only used 8, 6, 3, 6, 8, and if you're doing it like this, that's 9 experience too. So the one you get the lowest is this, that's only 8, this is 9. So yeah. Here we have 3 points in disciplines. Auspex you use to, at 1 dot you can heighten your senses. You can see further, hear better, smell better, so on. At 2 you can see auras, like you can see if people are mages, vampires, werewolf, if they are mad, um, if they are happy, if they are any mood they have in the aura. And at 3 you can touch object and see who possessed that item recently. And Dementation, at 1 you have passion, you can increase someone's feeling. So if they are mad, you can make them furiously mad, and so on. At 2 you can frighten your opponents, talk to their fears, make them see stuff that isn't there, and so on. And at 3 you can see, you can see stuff that isn't there. You can know that to find that person you're looking for, you have to go to the nearest church. You somehow know, because Malkavians are like one big mirror that has been shattered. So you're only a fragment of the mirror, and the mirror is like the whole universe, every truth, every lie. So you are part. You know a little of the universe and all its truth and lies. So at 3 you can see that shard you are. And with obfuscate 1 you can, if you stand still in shadows, you become invisible. At 2 you can actually walk because the shadows try to follow you. So you're kind of invisible until you attack people or do medium stuff. And at 3 you can look like anyone you want. I think that as a child we won't hide our senses. We will take Temptation and Obfuscate because we want to hide. We are kids, we will think it's funny to hide in shadows and so on. So I think we will start off with taking 2 Intimidation, and a kid want to, if he stands still, like hide and seek, he is invisible, and that's fun. Then there is the background. Oh, you cannot raise these to more than 3. These you cannot raise to more than 5, and that's the starting things you start off with. Like allies, you have friends that want to help you, have an alternative identity, you have contacts, an arms dealer, so on. Generation, how near you are for the at the first original vampires. A resource, if you have money or anything. We will take generation and just max it out, because a kid don't have any money, probably won't have many allies, friends, and so on. Especially if you have been newly embraced. Here you cannot raise to more than 5, and you have 7 points. Conscience is if you do something evil against others, you have to roll it to see if the beasts are taken over or you can control it. And self-control is if you smell blood or there's something you really want, can you control yourself for not taking it, and courage, how brave are you. We don't have any self-control, I think, because we are kids, we are very spontaneous. And we have 7 points, so we have to at least put something in something. Conscience, we are kids, we don't see right from wrong, and we're not that brave. So I think we will do it like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, we are a little bit brave. Conscience and self-control makes up for your humanity. So that means we have 6 points in humanity. The higher you have it, the more often you have to roll your conscience, because if you have 10, just thinking a selfish thought makes you roll your conscience roll. At 6, if you are killing people, you have to roll it. If you have 5, you can, you have easier attacking people without rolling and so on. If you only have one, you can pretty much do whatever you want, but if you lose your last humanity, you become taken over by the beast, and the beast makes that your character go out of the game, and the DM plays it. And then you basically only think about killing and feed. So you should have, a medium humanity based on your character, of course, maybe higher or maybe lower. And your courage determines your willpower. So we have like 4 willpower. These boxes below means that you can fill them out to use one of your willpower. You can regain that willpower you used by fulfilling your nature, and that's enigma, making if people are wondering what you are doing, and it actually helps, or it's true, you get that willpower you spent back. Willpower you can use on your discipline, on your talent, skill, knowledge rolls, like perform, you want to make a dance, you can use a willpower to have 1 automatic success, plus you have to roll. So that's probably a dex perform if you want to dance. That's 6 dice plus 1 success. That means you can maximum have 7 successes. And you can regain them by fulfilling your nature. And willpower also determine how easy people have to mind control you and so on. Oh yeah, we have taken 5 in generation. That means that our generation drops 5 down, so we are generation 8 instead of 13. And that means we have 15 blood points instead of 10, and we can use 3 blood points instead of 1. Freeze, yeah. Yes. Malkavians are crazy. That means they have to have a mental derangement, and I have chosen purification disorder, meaning that I think, or the Malkavian thinks that that items are alive, or you're trying to give them personalities. Like if you have a teddy bear as this Malkavian, you will try to speak with the teddy bear and listen to it and try to protect it because you think it's a living thing. This is your health. So when you reach 1 more damage than incapacitated, you're probably going to die, or at least, have a hard time getting up. You can use blood points to heal your damage as long as it's below aggravated damage. There's 3 kinds of damage: bashing, lethal, and aggravated. Bashing is if I hit you with my fist. You probably won't die from it, but it hurts. Lethal is if I take a knife and stab you. And aggravated is if I use a flamethrower or a lightsaber or anything like that, lasers, to damage you. That's the highest damage. And vampires take aggravated from sunlight and fire, so you cannot heal with blood points your aggravated damage that fast, but lethal or below you can use like 3 blood points to heal 3 damage. You can also use blood points to increase your physical traits by 1 point per blood point, and you can use it to for your disciplines, for those who need blood to be activated, and you can use it to activate your body so it seems more alive. Like you can use 1 blood point to get your heart actually pumping blood, or making your lungs actually breathe air, so you seem more human. Then we come down to the flaws. We have already been that. You don't have to take any flaws, but it helps you. It gives you some points, and that increases. You can use to increase all this later on. So we have chosen child, meaning we run at half speed, plus that our physical traits, except Dex, cannot be raised to more than 2. And since we are vampires, we don't age, so that's a permanent flaw. Then we have nightmares, meaning that every day we have to roll our willpower to see if we are tired after waking up. Impatient, we cannot wait to, if people are using too much time to making a plan, you just storm into the room and beginning to talk to them or attack them or whatever there is. And then the stereotype is that you are trying to you act like old school vampire, like you have an accent and a cape and make weird hand gestures if you try to use hypnotic powers and so on. And if it's in the modern days, you can also be like a Twilight vampire, like you put glitter on yourself and so on. So we are like acting that we are old vampires. So we have a little cape and probably a teddy bear because we are our child and we think things are alive. So we are a weird little Malkavian, but Malkavians are weird. Then we get 7 points. Yes, and you start off with 15 points. We have 22 points. We have used 3 points to take the merit cold read. That merit isn't in the V20 core rulebook. Is in the V20 Book of the Clans or something like that under Malkavian. This means that if you meet someone for the first time, you can use any number of willpower to know something about that person, but the GM can give you your willpower back if you don't want to answer your questions. Like if you say, hey, I've never met this guy, where does he live? And the GM thinks that will ruin the plot and the game, so he's giving you that willpower back and says, I won't tell you, but I can tell you that he has a quest for you, because that was your second question then when you use 2 willpower. So yeah, so anyone you meet, you can use willpower to find out something. And willpower can only be regained by fulfilling your nature, unless you play with the optional rule that if you use 1 full day of rest when you don't do anything else major, you gain 1 willpower back. But we have 19 points left. These up here cost 5 for each point you want to increase. These cost 2. These cost 7. These cost 1. These cost 2. And willpower cost 1. And merit depends on which merit you take. We will use a lot to increase our willpower, 6 points, because we really need not to be hypnotized, or we need willpower. Yeah. So we have 13 points left. So I think we will increase our Dementation to 3. And then we have 6 points left. So I think we will, for role-playing purposes, increase our animal kinship to 2, because we like animals. And maybe actually start our craft, so if our teddy bear get ripped off, we know how to sew it together. Then we have 2 points left. I think that we will take computer, because we are a modern day kid. We probably know how to use a computer, at least basically. Then the only thing that is left is, find a name for your vampire. Write what your name is, and my name is Magnus. That's written wrong. Magnus. what your sire is who created you, who bit you and made you into a vampire. And every trait you have 4 or more in, like charisma, manipulation, and perception, you have to get a specialty. That means that if your manipulation is lying, your specialty, so every time you try to lie, if you roll a 10, it's count as 2 successes instead of 1, and so on. But only if your specialty is what you're trying to do. Like if you have lying in manipulation, and you're trying to intimidate people, that won't work. Then your 10s will only count as 1 success. But you can buy more specialty for 4 more experience for everyone that's 4 and above. And the same goes from here for these skills. If you use experience to get perform 4, you can take a specialty, but specialty doesn't work on disciplines for the most part. Yeah, these cost 4 experience per dot, these cost 2 experience per dot and 3 to start. These cost 10 to start and 5 per dot you already have, to a maximum of 5. And if you want to learn a new discipline, they cost 10 to start and 7 for each dot you have. These cost 2 experience per dot. Humanity costs 2 experience per dot. Willpower costs 1 experience per dot. And you write your experience here. Then there's not much left. There's only that you have to fill out what kind of character you are. We are 9. And because we are a child and a half, and appearance 8 is like if you have a high appearance, you maybe look younger than you are. If you have a low appearance, you maybe look older, or whatever reason. And also, if this little Malkavian that's just been bitten becomes 100 years older, he still only looks like one who is like 9 or 10. So yeah, your birth, when you got bitten, your hair color, eye color, your race, your nationality, your height, your weight, and your gender. So I think that was about it. See you next time when I make a new vampire. See ya, bye!